Dear Tim and Moby, are plants always at the bottom of the food chain? From Dwog. In any given ecosystem, all living things are linked together by what they eat. Nourishment to survive, and this joins them together in something called a food chain. In this one lake, there are many different food chains at work. Plant plankton are eaten by small animals, say shrimp. Shrimp are eaten by fish, which are eaten by even bigger fish until the bears that hang around the lake decide to go fishing. What would happen if we caught every last shrimp in the lake and had a big barbecue? Oh, the fish that depend on the shrimp for food would go hungry, and the population would dwindle. And if there weren't any fish, then the bears would go hungry too. Disruptions in the food chain can work the other way too. If all the bears ran off to join the circus, the population of large fish that the bears normally eat would grow out of control. They'd get themselves into trouble by quickly eating all their food. Food chains aren't the whole story. They often combine to form complex food webs containing many interconnected and overlapping chains. A food web has three major elements: producers, consumers, and decomposers. Plants make up the bulk of the world's producers. They are able to make their own food using photosynthesis, a process that harnesses the energy of the sun. Producers are the largest part of any food web, and you can find them at the bottom of all food chains. Organisms that eat other living organisms are called consumers. They can't make their own nourishment from sunlight, so they get it by eating the producers. Humans are consumers, as well as birds and cows and millions of other species. Primary consumers eat the producers. Animals that eat plants are examples of primary consumers, and they're also called herbivores. Secondary consumers are the organisms that eat the primary consumers. These are carnivores, or meat eaters. Some animals, like humans, are called omnivores because they eat both meat and plants. There are other kinds of consumers too. Parasites are small organisms that live on the bodies of other organisms, using up the victim's energy. Scavengers eat the carcasses of other dead animals. Decomposers are mostly bacteria. And fungi. Decomposers cause the mold that grows on your bread, but they also do all sorts of good stuff like breaking down dead animals and plants into reusable elements and recycling nutrients back into the food web. Humans have to be more careful to protect every species in the world. Just about every species on the planet, no matter how insignificant it seems, is vital to the food web. If even the smallest plant or animal becomes extinct, the consequences will ripple throughout the food web, causing environmental chaos for every species concerned, including us. It's hard to predict exactly what will happen, but one thing's for sure. I don't want to be around if that bear doesn't get his dinner.